Seafarers used to call this Malaysian state of Sabah as the land below the wind, because it sits below the typhoon belt. Today, Sabah has become an important refuge for many unique species of fauna and flora. Sabah is richly endowed with the world's most biologically diverse forest ecosystems. Such richness includes the wild orchids that grow from the trunks of 60-meter trees and ferns covering the ground in bright green patches. There are also the brightly colored birds navigating the forest canopy above pygmy elephants, clouded leopards and Sumatran rhinos. The most intelligent animal found here, however, are the orang-utans, known around the world for their charisma, long arms and fiery orange-red hair. Orang-utans rank second in intelligence only to humans. Despite their sharp minds, orang-utans are rapidly vanishing in the wild. More than 75% of orang-utans live outside the protection of national parks. Therefore, the conservation of orang-utan habitats beyond the boundaries of national parks is critical to their survival. In fact, the tropical rainforests of Sumatra and Borneo are home to the only wild orang-utans. Timber production, oil palm and other plantation activities have resulted in the loss of lowland dipterocarp forests that are the natural habitats of these strong and large primates. Malaysia is in fact the world's largest exporter of palm oil, and about 30% of the country's palm oil production is from Sabah. The Sabah state government is therefore fully aware of the important role of the palm oil industry to the economy of the state. Hence, it has actively sought alternative and innovative business models to balance the dual objectives of economic development and rainforest conservation. In 2007, the Sabah state government endorsed a Memorandum of Understanding with the New Forest Private Limited, paving the way for the establishment and development of a wildlife habitat conservation bank in the Malua Forest Reserve. This partnership with the private sector is reflective of the state government's success in finding innovative approaches to the conservation of Borneo's rainforests. The bank, known in short as the Malua Biobank, works through an innovative partnership and a four-way legal agreement between public and private entities. A Sabah government-owned company holding concession license to the Malua Forest Reserve ceased all logging operations on 31st December 2007. A specialized fund will invest $10 million to rehabilitate the Malua Forest Reserve and receive the right to create and market biodiversity conservation certificates to third parties. The Malua Trust will oversee and finance the conservation management of the Malua Forest Reserve into the future. Revenues generated from the sales of biodiversity conservation certificates would be shared, an endowment for the Malua Trust to fund the long-term conservation management of the Malua Biobank. The Yayasan Sabah, a foundation established by the state government to improve the livelihood of local citizens, and the investors of the Malua Biobank, who would earn a return on their investment. The 34,000-hectare conservation area of Malua Biobank sits on a critical and sensitive spot. It is part of the most biodiverse natural forests on Borneo Island, and it is home to nearly half of Malaysia's remaining orang-utans. The Malua Biobank area is adjacent to the world-acclaimed virgin forests of the Danum Valley Conservation Area and partially surrounded by huge palm oil plantations. Malua has become refuge to one of the world's highest concentrations of orang-utans. A total of 650 individuals live throughout this forest reserve. In healthy tropical rainforests, the top of mature tall trees grow together, with branches overlapping and interlocking, letting orangutans and other animals to move throughout the forest without ever touching the ground. In logged areas, however, trees that become natural bridges for the primates are often missing. It takes years for the tree bridges to return. The Malua Biobank could help by constructing rope bridges at strategic sites throughout the Malua forests so that the orangutans could get back into the swing of things. The Malua Biobank would also pay particular attention to juvenile orangutans. Of course, orangutans aren't the only residents at the Malua Forest Reserve. It is also a safe haven for other wildlife, such as the endemic Borneo pygmy elephant, the critically endangered Sumatran rhino, and the Bornean gibbon. There are also more than 300 species of birds within the Malua Forest Reserve. Birds such as the exotic hornbill typically nest in tree hollows, created over time in mature trees. Past logging had caused a decline of such nesting sites. Part of the Biobank's action plan is to establish and manage artificial nests for incubating eggs and rearing of young birds. Such steps would ensure a future for new generations of bird species as the forests regenerate. The work of the Malua Biobank doesn't stop with initial rehabilitation efforts. It would incorporate fresh and additional initiatives in its management plan as it develops in the years ahead. Besides the endowed trust funded by the sales of biodiversity conservation certificates, would ensure a lasting future of Malua's biodiversity. With the firm commitment and support of the Sabah state government and the strong collaboration of the private sector, the Malua's Biobank's plan to foster a sustainable, healthy forest environment at Malua Forest Reserve in Sabah would indeed have a bright and lasting future.